I build everything just for me. Like Harpoon's just literally just built for me. It's just what I spent 3 months trying to figure out the most optimal navigation for files.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I came up with. So Harpoon, it's a take on alternate file. If you're familiar with alternate file, typically you'll have this in all editors where you can go back to the file you were just in. And so that means you can have effectively 2 files you swap back and forth in. You probably used it a bunch, really fast way to navigate. Pretty nice thing to do. I want alternate file, but like 3 of them or 4 of them. And so that's all Harpoon is just being able to pin a file. And so I have one button to press to go to a file, another for another, another for another. And so I can have up to 4. So I just had my 4 power fingers for Dvorak. What is that? That's HTNS. So if I go Control, HTN, or S, it goes to one of the 4 files. And that's it. That's all it is. And you could technically make it so you can add in functions and be able to execute things externally. So you can open up terminals. You can send requests off to servers. You can do anything you want with it. I just have it primarily designed for opening files.
Since you mentioned, what keyboard layout do you use? You use Dvorak?
I used Dvorak, but I used a custom version of Dvorak. The reason why I used it is in 2017, we were just having my second kid. It was Christmas, and I'm having so much pain in my arm, and I'm sitting there freaking out like, oh my gosh, is this the end of my career? Am I done programming? Is this all over? And so I decided that I was going to create my own keyboard layout optimized to prevent the pain that I'm experiencing. So I used Dvorak as the base and then laid out the symbols in a symmetrical, reasonable way so that it's opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing, right? And so and they all are right here. I actually have to hold shift to press a number. So symbols are actually my first thing I get to press. And so it's very optimized for a laptop keyboard layout. So I can use my laptop in a very efficient, nice way. That's how I got started on Dvorak and all that. I wouldn't actually recommend it because I didn't have a Kinesis at the time. I didn't even know Kinesis existed at that time. And so when I discovered Kinesis in also 2017, that's when I was like, oh, okay.
Would you recommend Kinesis to people?
I am technically sponsored by Kinesis. So people, it's hard for someone to believe someone that's sponsored by it, but I did use it before I ever became sponsored. They're the only sponsor that I reached out to and said, I need a sponsorship from you. You are the key. I'm going to use you either way. Yeah. You can say no, but I really love it. And for the first 3 years of using Kinesis, they gave me free Kinesi as my sponsorship.
Kinesi. Yeah, I'm always torn. I tried to leave so many times.
You can't. It's too good.
But see, I have this absurd situation of like traveling with it.
I relate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally, going to the war zone in Ukraine. I have a Kinesis keyboard, a laptop, and like just a few other small things, and that's it. And it's like, is Kinesis keyboard really going to be 30% of volume that you're bringing to a war zone?
Looks like the answer is yes.
Yeah. Like, do you really derive that much value? I think it's probably spiritual or psychological for me. It feels like home. There's comfort associated with it.
Yeah.
I try to leave.
Man, I love this experience. You just it's like a relationship you have with the thing.
It is. But I'm trying to figure out if it's a toxic relationship or not. I think it's mostly love. I think it's love. Like all relationship, there's some, push and pull complications, but
they say that distance makes the heart grow fonder. So maybe sometimes the Kinesis keyboard needs to stay at home and the laptop keyboard can be the one so that your heart grows even more fond and that connection grows even deeper.
I already miss it as you say it. So I don't know. I think it's coming along to all the trips. If it breaks down though, I was worried that Kinesis was shut down as a company. I'm like, what's the business model here? Who actually uses these keyboards, right? But apparently it's still going strong.
Yeah. Who uses these keyboards as you use the keyboard?
Yeah.
Like, I have to take it with me everywhere.
Yeah.
I wonder who uses these keyboards.
Yep.